Hey everybody, it's Allie Edwards and welcome back to December Daily for 2022. I am working on story number 11 and coming at you a little bit later than I have been so far this season. Now kind of begins a time where I still try to have them up each morning, but we have some other things going on too, so they appear when they appear. Alright, so for story 11, I have this pattern paper as the foundation page. It's a gold foil framed picture page, super cute. And what I have done so far is I have measured the spaces on here, and I'll take a picture of this and put it in my post for you guys so you can see if you want to see, and it just goes across like these four, these four, these four. And I've printed out some pictures. I think I have another one to print out over there that I'm going to hand cut and then adhere, probably with foam adhesive down on top of these. We had our little annual book club Christmas get together. So I'm going to add those on, and then I think in the other spaces I'm either going to add text or I am going to add some embellishments. I haven't decided that part yet. I'm starting with the photos. Okay, so I went ahead and cropped all of these photos in Photoshop to the different sizes that I had on the little map. Again, I've added that to the blog post so you guys can see that if you want to follow along with the adding in some little pictures. It's been a long time actually since I've done anything with quite a few smaller photos. I do a lot of full page size photos in a lot of my memory keeping these days. And so this one was really fun to go in and have some of these smaller, tinier little images. I think it worked really well for this particular page. And so I knew that I wasn't going to have enough photos to fill in every one of those frames. So I knew that I wanted to probably add in something else, but in the beginning of the process, I wasn't really sure exactly what that was going to be. Beyond, I would probably be adding a number for the story number, and then I would also probably be adding a title. This is one of the one oval photo that I printed. I think originally I thought it was sized to go on the top one, but it worked better on the other one. I also did a book club Christmas or Xmas little icon there, and I will put that as a download for you guys in the blog post today. I went ahead and ran that through my Mink machine with the red Mink foil, but if you don't have that, the circles, the puffy circles in the main kit this year would fit right in that space, and so that would be a great place to add in one of those. I kind of considered that and then just pivoted back to what I was already doing. I went ahead next and I used the measurements that I made to print a little bit of journaling on some transparency, and I'm going to end up using embroidery floss again to attach those onto the background pattern paper. I'm adhering my photos with foam adhesive, so you can see what that looks like a little bit there. I really like the dimensional aspect of those. I like that they stick up off the back of the page. It just adds a little bit of something to it. Of course, you can just do rolling adhesive or any other flat adhesive here would work just fine too. So next up, let's see. Oh, you know what I did next? I think somebody's going to be excited about this. So when I am working on December Daily specifically, I keep scraps because I never know when I might want to add in a little random piece of something. And so this is a great example of that. Back on day 2, when I did some stitching on my photo, made these like little star stitches, just like this red one here. I had practiced one on the sheet of vellum that I had printed out, I think on day 1. And so I was like, this actually would be really cute to add into one of these spaces. So at first I thought maybe I would put it in the upper oval, and I'm actually just erasing a few of the pencil marks that had been on that originally. It's really fun to be able to use something that you felt like was an extra or a test and be able to bring that into your project. And, things like the 2x2, the 2-inch square page protector, that's a fun place to add in pieces like that, wrapping paper or stuff like that, little scratches of little pieces of paper that you might have laying around. This one also would have been great for wrapping paper, especially if you like to have lots of wrapping paper. You could use these little spaces here for wrapping paper examples. I ended up bringing in the Puffy Santa, one of the Puffy Santas from the main kit, added that on, and then re-trimmed my little stitched piece of vellum there into more of a rectangle shape, and I'm going to adhere that on the bottom with a little bit of red line tape. I really like how that ended up looking. It was, and you could totally do something similar, you know, made from scratch, even like making it like a present, right? And wrapping it with the stitching like you would wrap a present with a bow. Here you can see where I'm taking the embroidery floss and I'm just going to do, again, a single stitch right through there. It's the Papa Red for me. This was another place where you could use something like a brad or one of those cute star brads that I used, I think, in yesterday's story. I am out of those, so I actually have an order into Amazon for some more of those because I think they're super cute. So this would be a good place for that. Or you could staple it on there. A lot of times in the past, I would have used a tiny attacher in this instant, but in this case, I'm just loving having the pop of color that comes from the embroidery floss, and then I'm just going ahead there like I've been doing and taping it down on the back. That one I am trimming down a little bit. I just left extra on there, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom one there with my little journaling. And essentially my journaling is just a really simple reflection on the day, on getting together, and a little bit about what I brought to our favorite things party and a little bit about what I received as well. So super fun. I really like how this one turned out. I didn't do a date stamp or anything else on here because it has the story 11 on it and it's already in my 2020 album, so I feel like that's kind of implied. As always, if you guys have questions, let me know in the comments below.